Toastmaster Tabassum Ali, sabbatical. Sabbatical, Toastmaster Tabassum Ali.
Let's do a small exercise. I want all of you to think of your funniest memory and laugh with me. Now, I want you to think of your deepest, saddest memory and cry with me. Now, I would request all of you, please close your eyes and do not think of anything. Close your eyes. Open your eyes. Good morning, contest chair and my lovely Toastmasters. This was a small sneak peek into my experience at a meditation center. How was your experience? Did you find laughing and crying easily? I found it very difficult because from childhood, we are conditioned to hold on to our emotions, unlike a toddler who can express themselves freely. In 2019, just before COVID struck, I was going through an emotional turmoil. As a mother, I worried about my daughter, who had finished her 12th grade, securing her admission into a good university. As a daughter, I worried about my aging and ailing father, who was staying in another country. Because of all this mental stress, one day, I lost my way. I was riding a two-wheeler in the lush city of Pune on the street, going from university to university, searching for my daughter's admission, when my Google map, you know, the GPS, started directing me. At the next fork, turn to your right. Your destination is on the left. This doesn't look like a university. It looks like some kind of meditation center, monastery. Sometimes when you lose a way, you find something new. It was surrounded with lush green creepers, so serene, so peaceful. I parked my two-wheeler and went across to the reception. 1,000 rupees registration, 1,000 rupees one-day fees, and 1,000 rupees for the maroon robe, which you'll be wearing like a uniform. Okay. The very next day, early morning, I once again reached the reception desk. You will have to pay 1,000 extra because you need a white robe in the evening. Okay. And your passport says, yeah, I'm an NRI. I stay in the Middle East, and for holidays, I come across to India during holiday times. Foreigner, 1,000 rupees extra for foreigner. No, wait. I'm an Indian. My passport says Indian, and I'm a housewife. 1,000 rupees. Angry and agitated, I wanted to go home, money-making racket. But a good Samaritan put some sense into this nonsense. He said, Madam, just think about it. Only for 1,000 rupees, are you going to miss out on the entire day of experience? Makes sense. Experience over money, any day. So I registered. My day was okay, except during the times when I was reminded at the time of swiping my name that you are a foreigner, Indian. It was a day, an entire day of some meditation and some different discourses. Initially, my mind was very unrested because of XYZ reason. But as the days passed, my unrest became lesser and lesser. It was an entire day of doing nothingness, in harmony, in oblivion. You see, we have a mind which is like a monkey mind. The thoughts keep coming and going, in and out all the time. Sometimes we think about our routine, sometimes the future of our kids, sometimes our health, what our boss said to us, what our friends did to us, our family, our annoying relatives. But here was a day of absolutely nothingness. All these thoughts became lesser and lesser, and my mind became calmer and calmer. Towards the evening, when I reached home, my two daughters, they were fighting on a remote control to watch the television. My program, no, my program, my program. Normally, I would have got irritated and said, enough, how much y'all are fighting with each other? But that point of time, it didn't matter so much to me. I wasn't disturbed by it. All I said, stop fighting. Y'all are just adults. Because I was very, very calm from within. Although this type of meditation totally did not agree with me, but still there were definitely some plus. Like they say, God has created the world in 6 days. On the 7th day, he took a Sabbath holiday. We all need to detach. Find your sabbatical. Find your calm. You need to rejuvenate yourself, refresh yourself. If you feel you have too much up your sleeves, just click on the refresh button. Take a break. Go on a long drive. Go on a trip. Go on an outing. Get a hair spa done or make some nice piercing. Disconnect so that you can come back and get connected to what matters the most. So now I would once again request all of you, freely, openly, like a child, laugh out at me. Contest chair.
Contestant number 1, Srivatsan Nadathur. Srivatsan Nadathur, contestant number 1.
Good morning, Toastmasters. A special good morning to Tabassum Ali. I have news for you. I'm going to Bhutan right now. Bye-bye. See you. Hey, you know what? I have to finish this contest and I have to move. This is the impact, Toastmaster Tabassum Ali, you gave. You gave an impact of taking a sabbatical now at this moment so that I can come recharged, and with this contest I can perform well. So the message is very loud and clear. You started off well, Tabassum. Thinking of your funniest moment, you involve the audience in whatever you experience so that we also experience whatever you experienced. So you started off well, twitching of your thumbs like this, and then involving the audience. These are the positives. Number 3, camera positioning was absolutely brilliant. I mean, it was a visual treat. We could see you clearly. This is number 4. Body language and hand gestures were all over. For example, when you told lush green, you displayed a wide arms, opening it and seeing here and there. So that's a good way. There was humor in your speech when you said you actually spoke like an NRI who had stayed in the Middle East or stayed in the US for 10 years. When you were talking to that yoga instructor, you performed very well. Movement on stage while talking with all the characters was positioned well. We knew that you were talking to your daughter, you were talking to your yoga instructor, left, right, and personal anecdotes sprinkled all over with your daughter, with your sick father. You lend credibility that you were in a city in Pune. We know that you're staying there. So you involved your family members. So these were the personal positive things that I felt about your speech. In fact, it was very difficult for us to spot any areas of improvement, but we still did. What I suggested is, I saw a statement like this in your speech, in your content. Although this sort of meditation is not acceptable to me, what I suggest is, I would suggest you to remove just these 2 lines. You know why? Because when you're telling the audience that take a sabbatical, I would say that take a sabbatical in things that you like to do. For example, probably you bumped into this meditation center and it was accidental. So the message, the content could be even more reinforcing that take a sabbatical in whatever you do. Although you did tell that, but if you could have removed these two sentences, it would have been more appropriate and included a humor just here and there with yogasanas doing like this so that you don't like it doing all this. All in all, a very great confident speech with good body language, vocal variety. If you could have just removed these two sentences and add a little bit of humor, it would have been a bang on speech. All the best to you. Over to you.
Contestant number 2, Karunanidhi Kasinathan. Karunanidhi Kasinathan, contestant number 2.
Very good morning to all of you once again, and good afternoon too. And especially to the speaker of the day today, a very good morning. And the speech started with an emotion of the laugh and the cry. The body language is captured perfectly well with the screen and the stage. At any point in time, the speaker's image never moved out of the screen or never moved out of the stage. At the same time, the usage of the screen and stage is perfect. And the background of the color and the dressing color selections are all perfect. Coming to the usage of the vocabulary and the words. A very good positive usage of the vocabularies like refreshment, regenerations, calm within, and calmer, and also like a catchy words like a monkey mind, etc. Very good word usages. When we look at the flow of the discussion went into the emotions, the feelings, taking the kids' actions and families, enchantment and enjoyment, everything with a great voice modulation right across from the beginning until the end. The grammar usages across the speaker was perfect with a simple language that everybody could understand. Starting with the emotion of the the laughing and ending with the same emotion of the laughing was a very nice touch for any speaker, and it is a perfect starting and a closure of the speaker. If you ask me what could be the better in her speech, though it was a fantastic speech, I would recommend some of the anecdotes for picture or video or audio, especially when we are in the online sessions. Just a small flow of few seconds could have been a good, but I don't know whether it could be possible in this kind of situations. And also provoking the audience by throwing questions and bringing an answers by herself is also good, especially when in online sessions. Provoking the more and more audience and giving the answer by the speaker will be a nice idea. And these are all some of the suggestions that I would like to put forward here. And once again, thank you for the great opportunity, and thank you very much.
Contestant number 3, Ashok Kumar V. Ashok Kumar V, contestant number 3.
Laughter and crying at the beginning, only laughter at the conclusion. You are really smart, my test speaker, Tabassum Ali. You started off very nicely with gestures and vocal variety. You asked audience to remember their funny memories, saddest memories, and doing nothing, and they can switch. How you demonstrated how they can switch from one thing to another in a jiffy. Right from the beginning till the end, your vocal variety was amazing. Body language was great. facial expressions, gestures, amazing. In fact, for 10 seconds, I closed my eyes. During that time, I could not observe the facial expressions or anything else for that matter. There was a personal anecdote. You set the context very nicely, how you were going through a tough phase and found something that could heal you during that time. And there again, you introduced some humor, like the moment they came to know you are an NRI, they charged you more. In terms of gestures, right? I mean, riding the scooter or parking the scooter somewhere and the like, everywhere. If I start specifying each and every moment, the full speech will be like that only. So I limit to only a couple of them. And also the language used. You said monkey mind when it came to our thoughts, how they switch between multiple things, multiple thoughts. Then it was overall a visual and oral treat. I hope I'll speak like you someday in future. For improvement suggestions, during the breakout room, I was scratching my head like mad. It was like finding a needle in the beach. Somehow I managed to find something. Towards conclusion, you said so many things that one can do during the break. That could have been limited. Another thing, posture. Most of the time you were standing in one place and then talking, though your body was moving here and there. But physically you could have moved here and there when you were searching for something or other, some university or other. That is another simple suggestion. Third one is, towards the right side of your screen, from my side, there was a black portion. Rest of the thing was white. Probably completely it could have been white background. In summary, opening body conclusion was great. Awesome body language, vocal variety, personal experiences, background, and too many things to suggest. You could have limited. Otherwise, it was a great speech. Back to you, contest master.
There are two types of influence in our day-to-day life. One, by hearing, another one by seeing. Today, I noticed there are two in one from my target speaker, Tabassum Ali. Give a big round of applause to her. And welcome to all the Toastmasters. I would like to call out the influence you have done in today's speech in a hail technology. H stands for humorous. You hooked the audience with the humorous. Ha 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 ha. I loved it. And you not even stopped with the humorous. You had a multiple personality. Cry, close your eyes. Amazing. Opening. You've been in the entire speech, the authenticity of yourself. You're driving the two-wheeler, scooter, and you're standing there. I can imagine it. And the integrity. I am an Indian, even though I was in Dubai. I loved it. And I can see the last hail of L stands for love, for the daughter and your dad, and for everybody. You gave the fantastic conclusion. Audience, please refresh and take rest on the 7th day, especially Sabbath day. It's tied back to your title very well. The couple of things I would think it could be better, you have to check the frame because your frame was slanting. The screen was not straight. The second one could be better is you have a fantastic body language, but because of the screen and you're not within the screen in your body language. So overall, the hail technology, amazing. Brilliant opening with the humorous and all the technique of crying, closing eye, amazing stuff. And if you look at the structure, the authenticity of what you are being yourself, I learned it. I believe everybody would have learned it. And the integrity,
Be happy and be integrity of what you are. It doesn't matter where you're from. It's a fantastic tips for everybody. And a fantastic conclusion. Love and spend time for yourself by taking rest, refresh, and disconnect from everybody. And Sabbath day, one day you choose for yourself, and that day it's only for you. Amazing structure. So it's a fantastic conclusion, brilliant opening, amazing structure. I love it. Today you have influenced your speech, especially for me, I believe for everybody. The cherry on the cake, set your frame, body language should be framed. You will be an influencer speaker. Thank you.
Contestant number 5, Ranjith Mani. Ranjith Mani, contestant number 5.
Congratulations, our target speaker, Tabassum Ali. You have took a nice topic, sabbatical. Let me start with a good note. At the beginning of your speech, you started like, everybody, please, come on, laugh with me, cry with me, close your eyes. In between, you made a small gestures, tick, tick, tick. This is what which took our audience. In all speech, even when we watch movies, the first impression is the best impression. So I like that very much. And slowly you took all the audience to your problem statement. You have explained like you have been fully filled up with lots of issues. Your mind is like how to admit my kid in the best college, how to take care of my parents, all these things you have explained it very correlatively. And in the mid of your speech, you have captured that how my topic is related to this. You explained it with a note like I went into meditation. In that meditation also you have captured like what are the hassles you faced, like 1,000 rupees, like that the problems gets added, and slowly you explain that attach and detach. In our life, we will be filled with lots of emotions, attachment, detachment, everything keeps in mind. And what is that we need to do? You share that. Detach from that. Whenever we filled up with lots of issues, take a break, do a meditation, or go to the place where you love to and spend some time. So these things are the key things which I like from your target speech, Tabassum Ali. One thing, one area where I could see that which you can inculcate to make your better speech to best speech. The option is like, I could see it took a while to narrate with your topic to the speech. At the beginning, if you could spend some time in order to attach the topic along with your speech, it could make your speech from better to best. And my takeaway, whenever we feel just detached and attached, you have clearly passed on that message. I appreciate your speech. Over to contest chat.